John Cena and Nikki Bella. John Cena and Nikki Bella's love story was one of the most talked about relationships in WWE history. They first met back in 2012 when Nikki and her twin sister Brie were rising stars on WWE's main roster, and Cena was already the face of the company. At first, it was just friendship, but by the end of 2012, the two officially started dating. Their relationship became public in 2013 when Nikki appeared on Cena's reality show Total Divas. Fans loved seeing the softer side of Cena, as he and Nikki's romance was featured on television. They stayed together for about 6 years, becoming one of WWE's true power couples. In April 2017, Cena proposed to Nikki Bella in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania 33 after their mixed tag team match against The Miz and Maryse. It was a magical moment. Nikki said yes, and fans thought a fairy tale wedding was coming soon. But sadly, things didn't last. Just a few weeks before their planned wedding in May 2018, the couple announced their breakup. The main reason? Cena never really wanted marriage or kids, while Nikki deeply wanted both. Their different views on family life pulled them apart. Later, Nikki revealed that even though she loved Cena, she didn't want to sacrifice her own dreams just to make the relationship work. So after 6 years together, WWE's golden couple ended their story in 2018. Nikki later moved on with Artem Chigvintsev, while Cena eventually married Shea Shariatzadi. Triple H and Chyna. In the late 1990s, Triple H and Chyna looked unstoppable, both in WWE storylines and in real life. As members of D-Generation X, they had incredible chemistry, and fans saw them as a true power couple inside the ring. But behind the curtain, things started to change around 2000. Triple H was placed in a major storyline with Stephanie McMahon, and what began as a scripted romance slowly turned into reality. This created huge problems for his longtime partner, Chyna. Before all of this drama, their journey had started years earlier. Chyna first joined WWE in 1996 as Triple H's bodyguard. Their friendship grew quickly into romance, and for nearly 5 years they were together, both as partners on TV and in real life. By the end of 2000, everything collapsed. Chyna discovered Triple H's real-life relationship with Stephanie McMahon, and the couple officially broke up. Not only did she lose her partner, but soon after, she also left WWE in 2001. Meanwhile, Triple H's career reached new heights, and he later married Stephanie in 2003, while Chyna faced struggles outside the company. The breakup was one of WWE's most controversial, a 5-year relationship destroyed by betrayal and backstage politics. Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. Fans still remember the emotional scene at WrestleMania 7 in 1991 when Randy Savage got down on one knee and proposed to Miss Elizabeth. The whole arena cried tears of joy. And later that year, their on-screen wedding at SummerSlam became one of WWE's most magical storylines. But what fans didn't see was the struggle happening behind the curtain. Savage was known to be extremely protective and jealous, and the constant travel of WWE life created tension in their marriage. By 1992, just a year after that big wedding moment, the couple officially divorced. Their love story had actually begun much earlier. Savage and Elizabeth first met in the early 1980s, and they married in 1984. In 1985, she joined him in WWE as his manager, and together they became one of wrestling's most beloved duos. Randy's wild charisma balanced perfectly with Elizabeth's grace and elegance. Sadly, what looked perfect on TV could not survive in real life. Personal conflicts and trust issues broke apart what seemed like a fairy tale romance. Matt Hardy and Lita. In 2005, one of WWE's biggest real-life scandals shook the wrestling world, the breakup of Matt Hardy and Lita. The shocking twist? Lita had started a real relationship with Edge while Matt was recovering from injury. Before all of this drama, Matt and Lita were seen as the perfect pair. They first got together in the late 1990s when Lita joined WWE and was paired on screen with the Hardy Boys. Their mix of high-flying action and Lita's fearless attitude made them one of the most exciting groups of the Attitude Era. Off-screen, Matt and Lita's love grew stronger, and they dated for almost 6 years. Fans loved them not only as partners in the ring, but also as a real couple behind the scenes. But everything changed during Matt's time away. News of Lita's affair with Edge spread, and the betrayal broke Matt's heart. It didn't just end their relationship, it turned into one of the most controversial storylines WWE ever put on TV. The feud between Matt and Edge was filled with real-life tension, and fans knew it wasn't just acting. By the end of 2005, Matt and Lita's romance was officially over. What was once one of WWE's strongest couples turned into a story of betrayal and heartbreak. Edge and Lita. The pairing of Edge and Lita was one of the most controversial romances WWE fans had ever seen. What made it explosive was that it didn't just start as a storyline. It was born out of real-life drama. Back in 2005, Lita was still in a relationship with Matt Hardy when her affair with Edge came to light. The news broke outside the ring, and fans quickly turned on them, chanting, "You screwed Matt," wherever they went. Instead of hiding it, WWE turned the scandal into television. On screen, Edge and Lita became the company's ultimate villains. Their chemistry was undeniable. From the shocking live sex celebration in early 2006 to interfering in matches, they were booed louder than anyone. Edge's rise to the top as the rated R superstar was fueled by Lita always by his side, but their real-life relationship didn't last as long as their heat in WWE. By 2006, Lita decided to retire from wrestling, and soon after, her romance with Edge ended as well. The breakup wasn't as public or dramatic as how they got together. The two simply went their separate ways once Lita left WWE. Edge went on to build a family with Beth Phoenix, while Lita returned years later as a Hall of Famer. The Undertaker and Sarah Calloway. For many years, The Undertaker's real life stayed a mystery. That's why his marriage to Sarah Calloway became such a big deal for WWE fans. They first met in the late 1990s, and soon their relationship turned into marriage in 2000. Unlike most wrestlers, Undertaker actually brought Sarah into the spotlight. In 2001, she even appeared on WWE television during his rivalry with Diamond Dallas Page, where she was part of the storyline. It gave fans a rare look at the dead man's personal life. For a while, they looked like a strong couple. Sarah was always seen supporting Undertaker backstage and sometimes even on camera. But as the years went by, cracks began to show. Life on the road, personal issues, and differences between them started creating distance. By 2007, Undertaker and Sarah's marriage officially came to an end. The couple quietly divorced, and Undertaker moved on with Michelle McCool, whom he later married in 2010. The main reason for their breakup was never made fully public. Undertaker has always been private about his personal life, but it's believed that lifestyle differences and growing apart played a big part. Kurt Angle and Karen Angle. Kurt Angle may have been an Olympic hero and WWE legend, but his personal life wasn't as golden as his medals. His marriage to Karen Angle was one of wrestling's most dramatic stories, both in and out of the ring. Kurt and Karen tied the knot in the late 1990s, before Kurt became a global star in WWE. For many years, Karen stood by his side while Kurt's career exploded. Together, they had 2 children, and for a while it seemed like they had the perfect family life. But things started to change in the mid-2000s. Kurt's busy schedule, injuries, and personal issues caused tension in their marriage. By 2008, the couple officially divorced. What made the breakup even more controversial was what happened next. Shortly after the divorce, Karen began a relationship with Jeff Jarrett, another big name in wrestling and Kurt's colleague in TNA. This turned the split into a full-blown wrestling scandal, with fans shocked at how quickly things changed. While Kurt continued his career inside the ring, Karen eventually married Jeff Jarrett in 2010, and they are still together today. Buddy Matthews and Alexa Bliss. Before Alexa Bliss became one of WWE's biggest female stars, she was engaged to fellow wrestler Buddy Matthews, better known to fans as Buddy Murphy. Their story began in NXT around 2013 to 2014. Alexa was new to WWE, while Buddy was already teaming with Wesley Blake. The two grew close while training together, and soon their real-life romance started. By 2015, Alexa was even paired with Buddy and Blake on screen, helping them win the NXT Tag Team Championships. Off-screen, their bond became even stronger. In 2015, the couple got engaged, and many fans thought they would eventually get married. But as time went on, things began to change. Alexa's career skyrocketed when she moved to the WWE main roster in 2016, while Buddy stayed mostly in NXT and later 205 Live. The distance in their careers created distance in their relationship. By 2018, their engagement was officially called off. Both Alexa and Buddy kept things private and respectful, and they remained friends even after the split. The reason for their breakup was simple. Career paths and distance pulled them apart. There was no drama, no scandal, just two wrestlers who grew in different directions. Today, Alexa Bliss is happily married to Ryan Cabrera, while Buddy Matthews found love with AEW star Rhea Ripley. Their story proves that not every wrestling breakup is about betrayal. Adam Cole and Britt Baker. For years, Adam Cole and Britt Baker were seen as one of wrestling's strongest modern couples. Both were stars in their own right, and together they looked unstoppable. Their relationship began long before AEW made them household names. They met on the independent wrestling scene in the mid-2000s, and their bond grew stronger as their careers grew. When AEW launched in 2019, Britt Baker became one of its top female wrestlers, while Adam Cole signed with the company in 2021 after leaving WWE. Fans loved that they were finally under the same roof. On screen, AEW even used their real-life relationship in storylines. The couple appeared together in interviews, promos, and even matches, making them one of the most recognizable wrestling duos of the modern era. But in 2024, rumors started spreading that things weren't the same between them. By the middle of the year, it was confirmed that Adam Cole and Britt Baker had officially broken up. Unlike many messy wrestling breakups of the past, theirs was kept quiet. No scandals, no fights, just two people who grew apart after years together. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Deborah Marshall. Stone. Cold Steve Austin was the biggest star of the Attitude Era, and in 2000, he shocked fans when he married former WWE diva and manager Deborah Marshall. At first, the couple looked happy together, both in public appearances and behind the scenes. But soon, things started to take a darker turn. While Austin's career was still at its peak, his personal life was filled with problems. Reports of heated arguments and domestic issues began to surface, and their relationship quickly became strained. By 2002, things exploded when Deborah accused Austin of assault after a violent incident at their home. The story made headlines across the world and damaged Austin's reputation outside the ring. WWE, trying to protect its biggest star, largely avoided addressing it on TV, but the news spread everywhere. Not long after, the marriage officially ended. By 2003, Austin and Deborah were divorced, closing the book on one of wrestling's most controversial relationships. While Austin moved on with his legendary career and later found peace in a new marriage, Deborah's time in the spotlight faded. The breakup of Stone Cold and Deborah is still remembered, not for romance, but for chaos. Alberto Del Rio and Paige. In the mid-2000s, WWE fans were shocked when former world champion Alberto Del Rio began dating young star Paige. The relationship quickly became one of the most talked about romances in wrestling, but for all the wrong reasons. Their love story started in 2016, when both were working for WWE. Soon, pictures of them together flooded social media, and the couple wasn't shy about showing their affection in public. But while their romance looked exciting, behind the scenes it was full of problems. By 2017, their relationship had turned messy. Reports of constant arguments, public fights, and even police involvement made headlines. Paige was also struggling with injuries and suspensions at that time, which only made the situation worse. Within a year, the couple announced their breakup. Paige later admitted that the relationship was toxic, and Del Rio also spoke publicly, blaming the pressure of fame and personal issues for their split. The romance had lasted barely 1 year, but it left a huge impact because of how public and chaotic it was. Paige eventually moved on and found happiness with rock musician Ronnie Radke, while Alberto Del Rio's career declined after leaving WWE. Goldust and Terry Runnels. In the mid-1990s, WWE fans were introduced to one of the most unique couples of the Attitude Era, Goldust and Terry Runnels. Their partnership wasn't just on screen, it was real. Before they became a WWE act, Dustin Rhodes, known to the world as Goldust, had already married Terry in 1993. When he debuted his bizarre Goldust character in 1995, Terry soon joined him as Marlena, his cigar-smoking valet. Together, they created one of the most memorable acts of the era. Mysterious, edgy, and ahead of its time. For a while, the marriage looked strong. They were raising their daughter Dakota, balancing family life with their wild WWE characters. But behind the cameras, their personal life was far from perfect. The pressures of the road, Goldust's struggles with personal demons, and constant travel put heavy strain on their relationship. By 1999, the couple divorced after 6 years of marriage. Terry continued to appear in WWE for several more years, while Goldust's career went up and down before he eventually rebuilt his legacy. Big Cass and Carmella. In the mid-2000s, Big Cass and Carmella were one of WWE's most promising young couples. Both started their careers in NXT, and that's where their real-life romance began. Fans quickly connected them, and soon their relationship became well-known backstage and on social media. Carmella moved to SmackDown in 2016, while Cass joined Raw. Even though they were on different brands, they continued dating for several years. For a while, they looked like a rising WWE power couple, young, fresh, and full of potential. But by 2017, cracks began to show. Their busy schedules and time apart on the road created distance. Soon after, the couple quietly broke up. Neither of them made a big public statement, but it became clear through interviews and social media that their relationship was over. Carmella went on to win the SmackDown Women's Championship in 2018 and built her own star power, while Big Cass faced injuries and was eventually released from WWE. The breakup didn't have drama or scandal like other wrestling couples, but it was still surprising for fans who thought they would last. Charlotte Flair and Andrade. When Charlotte Flair and Andrade first went public with their relationship, fans saw them as one of wrestling's true power couples. A top WWE superstar and a rising lucha libre sensation. It felt like a perfect match. Their story began in 2019, when Andrade was part of WWE and Charlotte was already established as the Queen. The two grew close backstage, and soon their romance was no longer a secret. By January 2020, Andrade proposed and Charlotte said yes. For the next couple of years, they were engaged, often posting pictures together on social media, showing fans a softer side of the usually fierce Queen. But by 2022 to 2023, things started to change. Andrade left WWE for AEW, and while Charlotte continued her reign as one of WWE's biggest stars, the distance in their careers and time apart began to create problems. Fans noticed when the couple stopped appearing together publicly, and rumors of a split grew stronger. By 2023, reports confirmed that Charlotte Flair and Andrade had officially broken off their engagement. The exact reasons were kept private, but insiders suggested that busy schedules, career differences, and personal distance played a major role. Today, Charlotte remains one of WWE's most dominant female superstars, while Andrade continues to shine in AEW. Their breakup is remembered not with scandal, but as another example of how tough it is to balance love and wrestling careers. And that's the story of some of the most famous WWE couples who couldn't make it last. From fairy tales to scandals, from love stories to heartbreak, wrestling has seen it all. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to WrestleBoy for more wrestling stories, facts, and hidden truths.